This is Atomic Shinobi and today I'm going to narrate what if Kid Naruto was reincarnation of God of Darkness. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Not wasting no more time, let's start the story.
Somewhere in the dark, as the first said, it's been 600 years since my friends died as a new one is reborn. Three spirits appeared in the shadowed room. What do you mean, reborn? You don't mean that he supported our chosen one, the second spirit said. Yes, the god of darkness has reincarnated. It has been 600 years since he defeated you-know-who, and now he needs our assistance once more, the spirit of the Onimusha, the blue spirit said. So you guys are going to bring my body back to help him? The red spirit asked. Yes, Samanosuke Akechi, you look after Soki's new identity and provide him with this weapon, the purple spirit said. As the red spirit transformed into the body of a young samurai man wearing red armor, a long blue streak emerged from the shadows in front of the spirit. The man grabbed the blue sword and asked, "What about the fox demon inside Soki's new body?" Red Oni, the fox, is not to be alarmed, the purple said, because this is a part of our plane, just as it was in Soki plane for the fox to have his new soul. Where is the Soki reborn self and what is his name now? Asked Samanosuke, nodding his head. The blue ghost stated, Naruto Uzumaki is Soki's new body. He is in the village, concealed among the leaves. We will send you there to raise the child, who is only 6 today. Well, I guess I'll go meet Naruto now and pray the demons do not know of this, said Samanosuke in a friendly tone. The spirits disappear as well, and Samanosuke disappears into the darkness. Tucked away in the leaves in the village when a drunk man saw a young Naruto playing with a girl of his age who had blonde hair, he yelled, "Hey demon, leave that girl alone. Freak. You smell funny, old man. Leave us alone. We're playing hey, let me down," Naruto said, glancing at the inebriated man. You brat, you should die now, demon. The inebriated man said, grabbing Naruto by the neck. The inebriated man was about to use the beer bottle to attack Naruto when someone grabbed his arm and told him to stop and let the child and his friend play. When the inebriated man was about to attack the person who saved Naruto, he turned to face the person who had prevented him from attacking him. However, as Naruto looks at the man in red armor who just saved him and Ino, the drunk man falls to the man's sword in a single, swift slash. As he smiled at Naruto and Ino, the young samurai said, "Hello, you must be Naruto Uzumaki, am I right?" As Ino hides behind Naruto and whispers in his ear, Naruto nods his head and asks, "Who is this guy? Is he your uncle or something?" "I'm Samanosuke Akechi, and I'm here to help, Naruto Uzumaki," the young samurai said. With an odd expression on his face, Naruto asked Samanosuke, "Do you know my dad? Why are you here for me?" "No, Naruto. Your mother, Jun Uzumaki, asked me to be here for you because she wanted you to become a strong warrior," Samanosuke said. Looking dejected, Naruto remarked, "So I have to leave Ino-chan behind, huh?" Samanosuke glanced at the two blondes and realized they were good friends, but he smiled and assured him, "Don't worry, Naruto. You will see Ino again in 6 years, okay?" "Really, if that's the case, I'd like to talk to Ino's father and old man Hokage before I leave," Naruto said. The Hokage Tower's interior inside the Hokage Tower, Samanosuke, Saratobi, and Inoichi Yamanaka stood and discussed how Naruto had been absent from the village for 6 years. According to what Inoichi and Samanosuke told me, Sarutobi will return to be Ino's fiancé. Is there another reason besides Jun's desire for her son to be strong? Sam simply lied to them and shook his head, saying that only Jun wanted her son to be a fierce warrior. Inoichi grinned and said, "Well, Sam, look after my son.in.law, will you?" He meant a lot to Ino. Samanosuke bowed his head and assured Ino that Naruto would return and that he was in good hands. He also gave Ino this necklace, which he interpreted as the completion of our agreement. Inoichi received a black necklace with a blue heart-shaped jewel from Samanosuke. At the gate, "Goodbye, Ino. I hope you stay cute," Naruto said, wearing a blue outfit and a small hood over his head. "And what that's supposed to mean, Naruto?" shouted Ino. "I just say stay your lovely self. I love you," Naruto said. Naruto blushes as Ino whispers to his ear, "Goodbye, Naruto.kun. I love you too." Ino smiles and kisses him on the cheek. After leaving the village and entering the forest, Naruto and Samanosuke walked for hours until they came to a nearby temple, where they stopped to rest. "Are you really going to train me to be strong, Mr. Samurai?" asked Naruto. "Yes, Naruto. I will train to be strong and control your demon as well," said Samanosuke. Naruto remarked, "Everyone hated me because of the demon inside of me." "Clam down, Naruto. That's why, but I'll teach you how to control it. I'm an Oni, a demon like you. Oni, are they cool looking sensei? Said Naruto. Samanosuke rose from the ground and used his powers, causing his body to glow in a flash of light. He looked at Naruto and blinked at him, changing into a white-haired, red-eyed demon with a horn on his shoulder and an eye on his chest. When Samanosuke transformed back into his human form, Naruto was taken aback. He yelled, "Sensei, that was cool, please teach me." Samanosuke laughed and remarked, "You have to make an agreement with your demon Naruto if I'm going to teach you that move. You're an Oni like me, but your abilities somehow combine with those of the demon Nine-Tails Fox. Then, how can I negotiate the Nine-Tail?" said Naruto. "I want you to go to the deepest part of your mind and find the demon and ask him if he could give back your Oni powers," said Samanosuke, grinning. As Samanosuke punches Naruto in the stomach, knocking him unconscious, Naruto nods his head. Sam then carries Naruto on his back as he rushes into the forest. The mind of Naruto woke up in a pitch-black room in front of a massive cage with a paper seal on top of it. Then two large red eyes with claws and fangs emerged from the cages. A voice said, "Ah, the kid I've been trapping for eternity has shown himself to me. What do you want, brat?" "You know what, I want my Oni powers, but I can't because of you, Fox," Naruto said, glancing into the demon's eyes. "Oh, yes, the power of the Black Oni, the god of darkness, is that you, my boy, are reborn. And it would be a great honor if I were not trapped within you forever," the demon fox said, laughing. "Oh, the seal is correct, but could you please restore my power?" said Naruto. After glancing at Naruto, the demon fox sighed and said, "Sorry, Kit. I'm not sure how to help. Why don't you go look around in your head? Good luck, Kit. You need it." Naruto leaves the room where the demon fox is kept. For what seemed like an eternity, Naruto wandered in his thoughts until he crossed a huge room again, this time a black orb chained to the wall. As he approached the orb, he sensed a heartbeat emanating from it. Then someone said, "Go. Od to see. Ey. Omi, and, how are you?" When the smoke cleared, Naruto opened his eyes, which were dark blue, wearing blue armor appropriate for his size, and a large red sword on his back. He could only hear faint conversation coming from the orb when he touched it, the chains breaking and the black orb turning bright black as the darkness enveloped him. However, as his armor disappeared, black smoke shot from his chest and into his right arm. Naruto then looked at his arm, which resembled Samanosuke's but had a blue-green gauntlet and a dark red eye that was staring at him and yelling, "Hey kid, I see you found the Black Oni. And I am, in a sense, free of it. You're out of the cage, but is my arm now, huh?" said Naruto. "Yes, at least I'm not in the cage, but I'm outside to smell the blood of my enemy." "Let's go, Kit," Kyuubi said. Outside of Naruto's head when Naruto saw Samanosuke, he woke up a village of unknown people and yelled, "Sensei, I found my powers. Can you tell me where we are and how long I was out? You've been gone for 2 months, and this is the village of lost warriors. Oh, and Naruto has come here with this sword. Soki wants you to have it since you were his reincarnation," said Samanosuke with a smile. After grabbing a long blue and examining it, Naruto heard someone shout from outside. "Sensei is awake, but you told us that we would play with him once the new kid arrived. There are some kids I picked up to help you, Naruto," said Samanosuke, "because they are kind of like you, so you go see for yourself." Naruto smiled and said, "Naruto Uzumaki, nice to meet ya. What are your names?" As he walked outside the large house and saw 2 children, one with red hair and the other with white hair, who were both about 2 years older than Naruto. "Nice to meet you, Naruto Uzumaki," said the white-haired boy, Kimimaro Kagaya. Then, as Naruto's face flushed, the red-haired girl grabbed him by the shoulder and planted a kiss on him. When he said, "Your tassel not bad to Yuya Yagayu, super great-granddaughter of Jubei Yagayu, I like you kid hee," she broke the kiss. As Samanosuke walked outside the house, he noticed that Naruto had already made friends with the 2 children. He grinned and thought, "Now, Naruto, learn to control your Onimusha. This is the hard part." Inside the Lost Warriors village, Naruto and his 2 companions were taken to a training ground by Samanosuke. Samanosuke stated, "Getting to know one another is the first thing we should do before beginning training. But sensei, could you show us how it's done?" Tayuya raised her hand and said. Samanosuke said, "All right, then let me show you. My name is Samanosuke Akechi, and I enjoy training and teaching children how to wield a sword. My current team and best friends are also among my interests. My dreams have come true, and I have saved many people from the Genma. Now, you guys should do Tayuya first." My dislikes are the Genma and evil people who are controlled by greed. My name is Tayuya Yagayu, and I like to hear stories about my grandfather Jubei playing music and cute boys. My dislikes are. Tayuya said, nodding her head. What pigs? Those fucking idiots. Oh, and I want to live up to my family's name by becoming the most powerful Yagayu in the world. At that point, everyone turned into my bitch. Samanosuke thought, my goodness, she got fire. Jubei was correct, she seemed like a good addition to the team. Okay, you Snowhair, you're next. With a nod, Kimimaro said. My name is Kimimaro Kayagu, and I would like to know why I am here, who I serve, and what my life's purpose is. I dislike being alone in my dream. I don't currently have one, and not knowing the answer. Samanosuke thought. Naruto is another of Soki's good friends. Naruto stated, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I enjoy eating ramen and spending time with my fiancée Ino Yamamaka. I also dislike being labeled a demon or hellspawn, which I am not, and being by myself. My mother wants Jun Uzumaki to become the most powerful warrior alive, but I am not interested in becoming the Hokage. Tayuya thought, shuck, as she looked at Naruto. I will not give up on Naruto, even if he takes it personally. Now that we've resolved that, it's time for the training to begin. Everyone should gather their weapons and give it their all to fight me, said Samanosuke. As Naruto brandished his Soki blue sword, Tayuya pulled out a flute. Kimiero then removed a bone sword from his grasp. As the two of them stared at him, Kimiero merely remarked, what's wrong? It's my bloodline, I can pull my bones out. Alright, Naruto, you attack me with everything you have, said Samanosuke. Samanosuke swiftly blocked Naruto's rush slash after he nodded his head, saying, one first step, Naruto, now block this Using Lamentation, his sword, Naruto blocks Sam's attack and kicks him in the leg, causing him to fall. However, Sam grabs Naruto by the shirt and throws him into a tree, whereupon Naruto cuts the tree before he hits a bush. Samanosuke grinned and remarked, good, Naruto. You're using your sword really well. Okay, that's good for now. Kimimaro will be your next. Tayuya helped Naruto get out of the bush during the battle between Sam and Kim by saying, man, you got your ass handed to you big time. Next, try attacking the weak edge of the sword. Ouch, said Naruto. I appreciate Tayuya-sensei, who just defeated Kimimaro. Who will be your next With a smile, Tayuya said, yeah, good luck to me. Following the initial altercation when Samanosuke looked at his warrior team, he saw that Naruto and Kimimaro were in terrible shape, and that Tayuya had cuts, a large bump on her head, and one black eye. As she cursed, Samanosuke said, you all did great, but remember that working as a team is better than working alone, Oni. Everyone agreed that Samanosuke-sensei could now teach us how to go Oni. No, Samanosuke said. I will teach you Oni summoning for the time being, but you are still too young to handle the power of your Onimusha. It won't kill you to have too much power in your youthful form. So, sensei, how do you call forth our demons? Asked Naruto. You guys will now Tayuya. Do you know any summoning jutsu? Said Samanosuke, but I never summon any demon for help. Tayuya said, these are my summon sensei, and she played her flute as 3 enormous summonings appeared, each with their eyes bandaged. She said, speak no evil, see no evil, and hear no evil had them since my mother died. I see, then I'll teach you another Oni summoning, okay. Do you know any Kimimaro? Samanosuke nodded his head. After saying, sorry, sensei, but no, I don't know any of kind. Please teach me some, Kimimaro simply shook his head. With a smile, Samanosuke said, I'll teach you all in due time. We have 6 years to train demons. I like to give Tayuya and Kimimaro these weapons here, catch. Tayuya looks at her weapon, which was a long bone sword with a fang at the end, and Samanosuke throws 2 weapons as the 2 ninjas seize them. Then Samanosuke said, Tayuya, the weapon flute is called the Bishaman flute, and its powers include making your enemies weak with the sound of its song. Use it on these demons right now. A low class zombie samurai is summoned by Samanosuke with its orange hat, and as it yells at Tayuya and attacks her, Tayuya uses the flute to stun the demon with a black shockwave. The demon is immobile, so Tayuya leaps into the air and uses the flute's shape edges to cut it in half as red souls shoot into her flute. Tayuya exclaims, it's cool, it floats, many thanks, sensei. Hey everyone, did you notice that I kicked ass? Kimimaro said, sensei, what does my weapon do? After Naruto and Kimimaro had only smiled at their friend. That weapon is the dragon bone I made that 7 years after my friend died from a demon dragon's powerful sword that can cut anything in its path. Keep it in your body if you want to. Samanosuke stated that Kimimaro and Naruto already had their weapons. Sensei, why are you doing this beside my mother? I feel like you're not telling us the whole thing. Please tell us, Naruto said. The Genma King Fortinbras is coming back, and he wants the two things that will stop him. One, you, Naruto. You are Sokioni of the Ash, my good friend, and the god of darkness. You once defeated Fortinbras 600 years ago. Samanosuke laughed and said, I guess I can't keep this secret from you, so I'll tell you. Naruto, Tayuya and Kimimaro. How old are you, sensei? Are you 630 years old or what? Tayuya yelled. Well, 643. Old Tayuya and you, Tayuya, are Jubei Yagayu, the last bloodline of the Yagayu clan. The Yagayu defeated other demon kings and helped Soki defeat Fortinbras as well. For that reason, I took you two on this training to prepare you all. We don't know when or where they will attack, and it's been 600 years, so I can't tell you. With a smile, Naruto said, thank you, sensei. Let's get back to training, okay. Samanosuke smiles and draws his sword as Tayuya and Kimimaro nod their heads. Somewhere in hell in front of a gigantic snake. Like demon with horns, a man with long black hair said, my king, you were right, the dam got to them first. What should we do now? Go kill them, or bide your time until later. With a glance at the black-haired boy, you will know who he is, Fortinbras said, no, I wait for the time to come. My powers are sealed within that boy's weapon, which he calls Fate Ha. Had Guildenstern discovered that village of sound before the 6-year mark? Yes, he did, and the village leader appears to want immortality. If we grant him it, he will bring some of our actual human bodies because ours are gone, but it will be 3 years before then, king. I apologize. The black-haired boy nodded his head. Don't worry, as long as the plane goes well, so be it, Fortinbras said, laughing. However, using the foxes to bring down his powers seems to fail us. What a waste. Well, for now, leave. The boy with the black hair bowed his head and walked out of Fortinbras' room, thinking, just wait, Samanosuke. I'll kill you and this new Soki too. 4 warriors, concealed by the leaf gates, make their way to the village somewhere in the forest. While Naruto was standing there in blue armor with his hair down to his neck and his blue sword taped to his shoulder, Samanosuke stood there in his red Oni armor and remarked, yeah, we're home hee. 6 years of training, man, that was fun, sensei. Tayuya is dressed like an assassin but also ladylike, with warrior face markings on her cheeks and under her eyes. She wears red armor, has long red hair in a bun, and carries 2 weapons on her back, a large bow and her demonic flute. This is your village, Naru-kun, she said. It's not much, but it's cool. How about you, Kimimaro? As Kimimaro said, it's just like Naruto-san said, peaceful and nice, let's go meet his friends and give them our gift. He was dressed in black and white, with armor around his chest and legs. He carried his dragonbone sword on his back. Yeah, I hope Ino-chan and everyone else enjoy our toys for them, Naruto said with a smile. You're right, sensei. Yes, I'm sure they'll like your gift. Just give Ino the scroll and everyone else the weapons we found in the demon realm, and then let them go, Samanosuke said, coughing. Naruto informed the other that he would go see Naruto Ino first as they entered the village without any problems. Naruto heard his gauntlet, Kyuubi, say to him as he was making his way to Ino's house. Hey Naruto, that sand ninja is giving some young left ninja some trouble care to help, why not test your summoning, huh, can we? Naruto nods his head and smiles at his gauntlet as he approaches them to find out what the issue is. Hey, leave the child alone. You're in my village, so don't cause trouble or else. Naruto yells. Or else. What? Said the sand ninja. The 2 large humanoid guards with 1 eye hole in their helmets are looking down at the sand ninja with a growl as they turn around. Damn, you got me all right. You're quicker than my brother Gaara, the sand ninja said, releasing the child. Then someone said, you're not causing trouble again, are you, Kankuro? Naruto's heart raced as he turned around and saw a stunning sand ninja with 4 ponytails and a big fan on her back. No, I must think of Ino, my future wife. Remember that must remember, he thought. What, this Naruto got another female he wants to go do a kit, make her one fine mom, Kyuubi thought. The female sand ninja apologized for my younger brother's misbehavior today. Go thing Gaara wasn't present. My name is Tamari. Who are you and do you have good guards? Naruto grinned and said. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and you're a lovely Tamari. Their names are Dordo and Dordio, and they're brothers, my friends, and bodyguards. Then someone said, stop being a head Tamari because she won't let you be her boyfriend, Uzumaki. A red haired sand ninja with a red tattoo on his head and a big sand gore on his back leapt out from among the three. Gaara, what were you doing in the tree? Asked Temari. Gaara remarked. Why am I enjoying observing people? Temari, this guy looks strong. Can I fight him? No Gaara, you can't go on at this time. Goodbye, Naruto Uzumaki. I hope to see you at the Chunin exam, Temari said with a smile. Thanks, Naruto thought, and he went to see Ino. Chan. He bids Gaara and Temari farewell for the time being while waving his hand. Naruto arrived at Ino's house just in time, and both she and Inoichi were delighted to see him. While Naruto was unwinding and chatting with Ino and Inoichi, he handed Ino a scroll, which Ino asked what it was. Naruto stated, try it out, Ino. Chan. I believe you'll like it. It's a de-summoning scroll. When she uses the scroll's jutsu, two large pig demons with spears appear and bow down to Ino, who sighs and makes a blood seal deal. She yells at Naruto, what the hell you bought me pigs? Easy Ino, I assumed you enjoyed pigs, Naruto said. You mentioned as a child that you wanted me to get you a pig to keep as a pet. Why are these two so powerful, and you seem to be their master? Ino. Chan, I did this for you. Ino sighed after glancing at Naruto and the two pigs demons. All right, Naru-kun. I'll take them. You two better be good guard and server to me, she said. The two pigs demon bowed their heads to the pig, and Naruto grinned and said, look, they're your new masters, Mu and Fu Ino. You have to do everything she asks of you. She's a good master, and you're like her beside her name Ino, which means she's a good warrior like me, so be good guys. Ino said, you name my pigs Mu and Fu? And Mu and Fu nod their heads before vanishing in smoke. Since they had long since lost their true name, Naruto suggested renaming them. It's good to have you back, Naru-kun. I miss you, Ino said, grinning and kissing Naruto. The Chunin exam is here this time and will begin tomorrow, Naruto said. Good luck, Ino. Chan. I have to go see my team, and I'm sure they're waiting for me. See you later, Ino. Chan. As Naruto smiled and walked out of her house, Ino gave him a hug. Alongside Team Oni, Naruto shouts, I'm here, guys. What up, as he leaps over a wall to arrive. Good to see you here, Naruto. I spoke with the Hokage, and he gave you a new home, a big house that was your mother's follow.me, said Samanosuke. Since the location was 2 miles outside the village, the team followed Samanosuke to an old house that was larger than any building in the area. The other members of the team were shocked to see this Naruto mother's enormous home. When Naruto reached the door, a seal appeared on it. As he touched it, a voice said, it's good to see you again, Lord Uzumaki. Naruto and the other person entered the house, which was incredibly large, with a large living room and numerous other rooms. Naruto then surveyed his new home and remarked, man, this place is huge. I can't believe my parents live here, and I'm the last resident. I wonder why. Oh, let's say that your mother wants her son to have many members of the new clan Naruto, said Samanosuke, grinning and then laughing. When Samanosuke smiled at her and said, Naruto, you're very lucky. Kimimaro then said, Naruto, I want to be your family guardian with my demons as serving you I would find my goal in life. Tayuya blushed because she understood what he meant. Yes, Kimimaro, you are my right hand man in my family clan, and I like you, Tayuya, Naruto said. Yes, Naruto, I would adore becoming your second wife and having a large family with you, Tayuya yelled. As Samanosuke laughs uncontrollably, Naruto and Kimimaro blink their eyes at the flushed Tayuya. I was going to assist in being my guardian as well, but you are my wife, Tayuya. Chan, and you are superior, Naruto remarked. Redder, Tayuya said, thank you, Naru-kun, in another part of the forest. Zaku and Kin Dosu were waiting for someone to arrive outside the forest when the unknown individual arrived and inquired, how are things going? Worms have no one of you playing? No, master, nobody knows, Dosu said. Yes, master, he is correct, and it will begin tomorrow, Zaku stated. And what about the bug inside Kin neck, are they working well? The unknown person asked, looking at them with his red eyes. Zaku stated, yes, master, the bugs are functioning. Kin is still a mindless puppet that is merely awaiting commands. What comes next? When the exam X begins tomorrow, when the new blue demon is by himself, kill him as order got Kin, the unknown person said. All Kin said was, Yi. S-Moss.Tear will kill. Unknown laughed and remarked, excellent, she's already developed into a skilled puppet, hee hee. At the Forest of Death the following day, there is no writing test in this story. As Naruto went to see his friends, Kimimaro noticed another team. A girl with long hair was chatting with a girl and a boy on her team, and he thought, that girl, where have I seen her before? She's beautiful. Team Oni arrived to see other teams there, and the Ino team. Tayuya noticed Kimimaro grinning as she glanced at the girl in her team, saying, oh my god, this Kimi has her sights set on the girl from Team 7. I hate it when you call me Tayuya, Kimimaro said. That girl on that team saw her before Sensei found me. Looking at Kimimaro, Tayuya asked, is that bone shit? And then, why don't you talk to her, Kimi? You are so evil, said Kimimaro. Following their explanation of the rules. Oh man, Naruto thought, I sense a malevolent energy in the forest. This can't be good at all, damn it. I hope nobody else is aware of this. However, Ino ran away from it, thinking, is it me or do I sense a strange charka coming from that forest? Better keep an eye out. Naruto was not the only one who sensed the energy. When Gaara sensed that energy as well, she thought, this could be fun, yeah, time for a bloodbath, since there was a strong charka coming from the forest. Anko said, hey, you kid, come here for a sec, everyone else go, when he saw Naruto. Naruto told his team to continue running into the forest, saying he would find them later. So, Ms., what do you want? Said Naruto. Your Naruto Uzumaki is the 4th Hokage's son, Anko said with a smile. What about it? Naruto asked with a smile. Both Ino and Tayuya ran away as Anko grabbed Naruto by his armor and planted a kiss on his lips. Both of them said, that woman better not steal my Naruto. What are you doing? I can't date someone older than me, Naruto yells. In addition, 2 girls are interested in me. Despite Naruto's best efforts to avoid eye contact, Anko turned to face him and said, oh really, I can't marry or have a date with the 4th son because I promised him that I would marry his son. What do you promise my dad that you will marry me? Naruto asked, his eyes widening. Anko gave Naruto puppy eyes and said, please, Naruto, let me marry you. It's a promise I can't break, pretty please. God, she's okay, Naruto thought, and I can't take my eyes off those damn eyes. Then Kyuubi said, those are the eyes of pure evil, Naruto. You have been defeated by this woman's beautiful body and appearance. She is a good keeper, so it's okay to have 3 women. With a sigh, Naruto remarked, okay, Anko, you and I will get married, but I also love Ino and Tayuya. Thank you, you're so easy and cute, I like you, and I'll be a great mother to our children. Anko smiles and puts Naruto's face to her chest. Naruto said, alright, Anko. Chan, you must leave. My team needs you. As Anko thought, you were right, 4th, your son is cute, and I made a good girlfriend for him. I kept my promise to you. Naruto ran off into the forest. Within the Death Forest while running through the forest, Naruto searched for his team but was discovered by another group of 3 sound ninja who blocked his way. Naruto yells, move aside so I can find my friends. Zaku grinned and replied, no, you're staying with Naruto, or Blue Demon, as we call him. So you know about me, tell me, do you work for the Genma? Said Naruto. What are you talking about, Blue Demon? We have an order to kill you. It's time to stop this, Dosu said. As Zaku charged at Naruto with a sound blast, Naruto assumed a fighting stance. However, Kin kicked him down after he leapt into the air to dodge the Zaku attack. Zaku remarked, well done, Kin. I suppose the bugs are actually functioning. When Dosu used his sound wave at Naruto, he was kicked off by him. He then slashed at Dosu's arm, severing his sound band, and gave him a double upper kick to the face. You guys are weak, is that all you have? Come on, bring it, said Naruto. Then, laughing, Zaku hurls a green bottle at Naruto, who slashes it away from him as it hits the ground. Something transforms into Naruto, complete with red eyes and a menacing grin. Go get him, Naruto ha! Yells Zaku. When the evil clone attacked with his claws, Naruto grabbed him by the hand and threw him to a tree. He turned to face Zaku and exclaimed, you clone me, what the hell? Zaku laughed and used a super cynic wave to attack Naruto, but all he got was a kick from behind. He then threw himself around and struck a tree. Naruto thought, man, these ninja are weak or toying with me. Wait, these guys might be slowing me down because the other is in danger. Better put an end to this now. Then, as evil Naruto stood there grinning at him, he noticed Zaku lying on the ground with a wound to his chest. Zaku yelled, damn clone, you betray us, damn it. Why? As Kin stabbed the evil clone in the clone and said, you must follow Master Order Clone .001. The clone simply smiled and stared at Naruto before beginning to howl in agony. A long bug emerged from the ground, screaming, and green blood spurted from Kin's neck as the evil clone slapped her and grabbed her by the throat, crushing it. The evil clone drops Kin down and runs at Naruto, but he ducks out of the way as the clone gets his arm trapped in a tree and stabs the tree, missing Naruto's head. Naruto punches and kicks the living daylights out of his evil clone, then raises his sword in the air and cuts the clone in half while both of them continue to smile at the real Naruto. Then Naruto heard laughter and turned to see a demon with red eyes and an alien-like head dressed in an odd genma. The demon said, "Well done, Blue Demon. It appears that both the bugs and the clone have failed me. I'll see you again, Blue Demon. Take the girl if you want. She's useless to us, but I'll get my boys back." Naruto and Kin are left alone as the unknown demon man laughs and disappears while stealing the bodies of Dosu and Zaku. After Naruto approached Kin's body to see if she was alive, she opened her eyes and said, "Thank you, Blue.kun." As he thought, "Dude, girls are falling for me shit today." Kin passed out in Naruto's arms. "Am I really that good?" "Yes, kid, and this is fantastic that you have 4 women to bang. Our clan will be the best of the best," Kyuubi remarked. "I wish you luck." As the three-eyed demon ninja, Dark Crow, leapt from the tree, Naruto grinned and let out a strange roar. He said, "What do you need, master? This female you want me to take back home and guard?" "Yes, master, I will do it." Dark Crow grabbed Kin and leapt away, making it safely back to his master's house. Naruto let out a sigh and fled after sensing where his friends Charka were. When he got there, he saw 2 people using weapons. Kimimaro and a girl making a kissy face, and Tayuya and Ino yelling at one another. "This is Haku and her teammates. We just helped them fight some demons." "Did you have any trouble, Lord Naruto?" said Kimimaro. "It's good to see you again, Lord Naruto." No, I'm fine. We just need to move quickly because the energy is currently gone, but it will return soon. Do you all have your scrolls?" Naruto shook his head. As Naruto uttered the words, "Good, let's get the hell out of this forest. It's too damn creepy," they nodded. Together, they leave. Tayuya and Ino walk at Naruto's left and right sides, holding his hand and giving each other the ominous look that would kill him. This caused Naruto some anxiety, but not the same anxiety that the unknown demon caused him. For the time being, Naruto and his companions were safe, but how long will that last? In the Tower of Preliminaries, as Naruto opens all 6 of the Heaven and Earth Scrolls, 2 sensei appear. Naruto Team Sensei Nankobo Tenkai, also known as Samanosuke, and Kakashi and Asuma. Team Oni, as well as Teams 7 and 10, arrive. Tenkai was dressed similarly to Samanosuke, but he was wearing monk-like clothing mixed with a samurai. He held a shakuho, a Buddhist staff, and he said to them, "You all did well. You arrived at the tower before the other person, and since the other person had not yet arrived, you will all rest upstairs until the other person arrives." "Yes, sensei," said Kimimaro and Naruto Tayuya as they bowed their heads to Tenkai. Haku answered the door as Naruto was up in his room with Kimimaro cleaning their weapons. "Sorry to bother you, Naruto, but is Kimimaro here?" she said. "Hey Kimimaro, your girlfriend wants to see you," Naruto said with a smile. With a flushed face, Kimimaro approached the door, bowed, and said, "Thank you, Naruto-san. May I speak with Haku somewhere?" Naruto gave Kimimaro a shoulder pat and remarked, "Yeah, dude, you need some alone time with your friend. Just return when the other one shows up." "Okay. Thank you again, Naruto-san," Kimimaro said, nodding his head. Naruto could only smile at Kimimaro and Haku as they walked around the area. "Well done, Kimimaro. Just because you're my right hand doesn't mean you get nice things," he thought. Then a voice said, "Yeah, it's good to see that Kimi got himself a nice girl to fuck right Naru.kun, out of nowhere." "Gah. Tayuya. Chan, don't do that, you scare the hell out of me." As Naruto said, "I assume you bought Haku here and forced her to talk with Kimimaro?" Tayuya was standing right at the door. "No, Haku wanted to see her boyfriend because I'm here for you, Naru.kun, Tayuya said, shaking her head. Then Kyuubi, a gauntlet, opened his eye and said to Naruto, "Kid, if you don't please her, I think she's going to rape you." Tayuya yells, "Shut up fox shit," as she looks at Kyuubi. "With Naruto, I can do anything I want." A voice then screamed, "Like hell me mine," says Naruto. "I. Chan?" With one of the pig demons, Fu, by her side, Ino was standing about 3 feet away, looking shit off. "Hands off my Naru.kun red-headed bitch," Ino yells. Naruto thought, "Oh shit, it's about to start 2 girls I love fighting over me." Tayuya's eyes widened. "Since we have to wait for the other while fighting until the pig whore," Tayuya yelled. "Red bitch. Pig whore," Red bitch double. When everyone in the tower heard Tayuya scream, she became extremely irate. Beyond the tower as he started to perspire, Kimimaro heard Tayuya scream and remarked, "Tayuya is crazy, glad I'm with you, Haku-chan." "Why is she so irate and impolite?" Haku asked. According to Kimimaro, she wants to show Master Naruto that she loves and cares for him, but she does so in her own way, even though there were occasions when Naruto and I shared a room for a valid reason. "What was the reason, Kimimaro-kun?" Haku asked, grinning and kissing Kimimaro. Kimimaro stated, "To prevent her from raping my master while he was asleep. He was unaware of her love until yesterday. Naruto is both my master and my younger brother, they are both members of my family." "That very sweet Kimimaro," Haku said with a smile. It was the perfect night for the two of them, so Kimimaro smiled and kissed Haku while they were beneath a tree. At night, looking to his right, Naruto saw Kimimaro and Haku sleeping together when he woke up in the middle of the night. He grinned and got out of bed without waking them. A dark crow appeared at Naruto's side as he walked through the chilly tower corridors to the top tower, where he watched the moon light up. Naruto said to the crow, "Hey crow, how is Kin?" "She's still asleep, master. I gave her the medication you ordered. She will be upright by tomorrow noon, master." "What should we do then?" Dark Crow said as he sat down close to his master. "She is one of my queen crows, so you should protect her. Tell sensei where I placed Kin, okay?" said Naruto. When the demon ninja vanishes, Dark Crow nods his head and disappears into the shadows. Naruto then smiles once more and remarks, "Beautiful night, huh, Gaara?" Beside Naruto, the red-hair sand ninja stood gazing at the moon. "Yes, and there will be a full moon tomorrow, Uzumaki. I want to fight you tomorrow night, got it?" Gaara said. Naruto laughed and said, "Yes, I want to fight you too, Gaara, if my wives let me." The following day every team, including the Sand Team, Team 7, Team 8, Team 9, and a few Leaf Ninjas, showed up. The two Sound Ninjas, Zaku and Dosu, were then visible to Naruto. They appeared normal, but Naruto could smell their death. He was pleased to have saved Kin from her teammate's current predicament. The first match began with the Boad show of the first two fighters following the third speech. Hyuga Neji vs Uzumaki Naruto as Tayuya and Ino shout, "Naru.kun kick some ass." Naruto and Neji both smile and make their way down to the area. "You ready?" "I won't hold back, Naruto," Neji said. Both Ino and Tayuya seize Naruto's blue sword as he and Neji perspire when they witness the two fighting over it. Naruto draws his sword and throws it into the air. "Yeah, I'm fine. Let's be good, Neji," Naruto said. Neji blocked Naruto's initial punches and kicks and attempted to strike his arm and neck, but his armor got in the way, causing damage. However, Naruto used that to seize Neji's hand, kick him in the stomach, and slam him against the wall twice. Neji continued to fight, striking Naruto in the face, breaking his blue armor, and striking Naruto's arms instead. Naruto screamed in agony since he was unable to move his arms. "Hee, you got me good, Neji, but I can still fight," Naruto remarked. Neji grinned and remarked, "I don't think so without your arms." Knowing that Naruto has something he can do makes Kimimaro and Tayuya smile. Naruto shouts, "Neji, come on and fight me." When Neji touches Naruto's armor chest, it breaks, and Naruto uses his feet to trip Neji off his feet, flip him in the air, and kick him in the chest with a powerful kick thrush. Neji then dashes at Naruto with a Fincher attack. Neji, unable to move at all, crashed into the wall. "I put all of my charka in my lower body, and when I kick you in the core of your body, I cut off your charka point. You won't have it for 24 hours, but I can give it back to you soon," Naruto said with a smile. Neji grinned and said, "I guess the Uzumaki clan is superior to the Hyuga, so tell me how I should move again even though I lost this fight." As his arms began to move once more, Naruto directed his energy toward them. Naruto approaches Neji, pulls him away from the wall, and looks up at his sensei, giving him a look. While Naruto yells, "Don't worry, Neji. You'll be back on your feet in no time." Tenkai nods his head and leaps down to take Neji away. Both Kimimaro and Haku appeared dejected in the score Boad, so Naruto went to where the others were to see who would fight next. Kyuga Kimimaro vs Momochi Haku. After exchanging glances, the two ninja declared, "I quit." There was silence in the room until Naruto and Tayuya Sakura both yelled, "What?" Naruto grabbed Kimimaro and shook him while shouting, "Kimimaro, I know she's your girlfriend, but you still need to fight, man. Remember all three of us. I know Naruto, but I don't want to hurt the person I love. You should understand that," Kimimaro said. "Fine, Kimimaro, You win this round, Naruto said with a smile. No, Haku said. Could Kimimaro continue? I quit, so can he? The Iljoin nodded his head and said, all right, I'm going to quit. Kimimaro prevailed. Kimimaro grinned and gave Haku a hug before Gaara approached Naruto and remarked, funny day, huh, Uzumaki? Yes, Gaara, it has been a humorous day, Naruto remarked. Naruto thought, damn it, so it did come true, damn. As Gaara pointed at the scoreboard and Tayuya and Ino's names appeared on it. As Gaara grinned slightly and remarked, yes, it should be good for Uzumaki to see two of your females fight for you. Tayuya and Ino leapt into the air, eyeing one another. Yes, but don't like each other make things worse. This fight is going to be hell for me, Naruto thought. When they got to the ring, Ino and Tayuya leapt down and began fighting. Tayuya grabbed Ino's hair and she did the same, pulling each other's hair as Ino kicked Tayuya twice in the stomach. Ino is attacked by Tayuya, who grabs her arm, swings her in the air, and slams her against the wall. Ino yell. Naru.kun is mine, not yours, but it's not a bad red hair bitch. As Naruto and Kimimaro thought, oh no, she's going to use it, Tayuya shook her head, pulled out her flute, and began to play. Ino tries to dodge and avoid their moves, but is unable to do so due to their speed, and then one of Tayuya's three Oni demons. See no evil, speak no evil, and heard no evil, grabs her. As he begins to crush her body, she screams in agony and coughs up blood. Come on, Ino, use them, use your boys. That's why I gave them to you. So you want to fight by yourself or risk getting hurt, Naruto thought. Then Ino makes a hand gesture and yells. Demon calling forth Jutsu Mu-Fu to save me. Ino two pigs came out her shadow and slashed See No Evil in half as it was a 2-on-2 now. Ino grinned and said, no, I'm fine, Mu. My body hurt a little, but let go and finish this fight. Mu was holding Ino when he made a pig noise. Ino, you have courage. I understand why Naru.kun loves you, but I also love him, and he will show me that he loves me more than those shit whore bitches who would take him away from me, Tayuya said with a smile. You talk too much, Mu-Fu, get them, Ino said. Tayuya was critically hit with ease as she lay on the ground, beaten and urinated. She was also severely injured, and Ino suffered significant damage. Mu and Fu run at the sound of Speak No Evil, killing them. As the Iljoin declared. Both fighters are unable to fight, it's a draw, Ino and Tayuya fainted. Damn it, you won, pig girl, Tayuya exclaimed. As Mu and Fu walk and pick up Ino and Tayuya on Naruto's order to take them home, Ino smiles while unconscious. Naruto thought. Whoa, that was close. I almost lost both of them now. I know those two sound ninja are dead, but what are they doing? I can smell the demon from earlier. Well, trouble is on the way, and these are going to get even more exciting. The preliminary tower remains Naruto and Kimimaro watch everyone else battle, some he was happy to see win and some not. Gaara gave Naruto a brief reminder. You're next tonight, Uzumaki. Gaara defeated Rock Lee by breaking both his right arm and leg. Naruto, Kimimaro, Gaara, Temari, Shino, Sasuke, Dosu, and Zaku, Shinkomaru were the ones who prevailed in their battles. The third informed them that they had 3 weeks to train, gain strength, and pick up new skills. Both Naruto and Kimimaro left the room with a smile on their faces. They saw 2 of Naruto's guards, Dordo and Dordio, as they were making their way back to Naruto Mansion. When Naruto called their names, they awoke and exclaimed, "Oh master, you returned well. Did you two win?" "Yes, and tell me why you two are sleeping when you're supposed to be protecting our house," Naruto said. Dordo stood up and declared, "Your new queen ordered us to take it easy while she cleaned the house. As we speak, Lady Tayuya and Lady Ino, your other queens, are still sleeping." A voice then screamed, "Damn it, where is Naru-kun?" "You mean was resting, brother?" Dordio laughed, "Good luck, master." While making tea for Tenkai, who was waiting for the 2 ninja, Kin was dressed in her new black and blue shirt and pants when Naruto and Kimimaro entered the Uzumaki residence. "Sensei!" yells Naruto. Kin was located. Tenkai grinned and remarked, "Yes, it's a great place to hide her inside your father's enormous stout, as long as Crow didn't put her in a tree," Naruto thought. Kimimaro and Naruto were sitting on the couch watching an old samurai movie on TV when they heard Tayuya yell once more. They pretended not to hear, but Kin hurried upstairs. Tayuya's bedroom. When Kin entered the room, she said, "Yes, Tayuya. Sama, what do you need?" Tayuya and Ino were in 2 beds watching the same movie as the boys. "Yes, Kin, are Naruto and Kimi here yet?" Tayuya said with a smile. Kin nodded her head and said, Yes, Naruto.kun and Kimimaro.san is here. They're talking with Tenkai.san. So our Naruto.kun is here, huh? Ino asked. I wonder why he didn't come see how we were doing. Because they are aware of your fine Tayuya. Sama and Ino. Sama, Kin said. I still can't believe I lost to you, pig girl. Tayuya grinned and said, thank you, Kin. You may go now. Kin then left the room. Well, you can't win them all, and I lose too, but Naru.kun still loves us no matter what, Ino said with a laugh. With a smile, Tayuya said. Pig girl. Can you call forth Mu or Fu to assist us in seeing our Naruto? When Mu and Fu show up, Ino snaps her finger and tells them to come down the stairs so they can see the boys. In the living room, Naruto grinned and remarked, wow, Kin. Chan, you cleaned our house so quickly. Nice. Thank you, Naru.kun, Kin said, bowing her head. I assume you did because I saved you, and you want to marry me, Naruto said, rubbing the back of his head. I want to cut you off, Naru.kun. You save for him. My mind, body, and soul are yours, my king, Kin said, still bowing her head to Naru.kun. Well, Kin, since you're my third bride, could you identify the person who did this to you? You know the bugs that were on your neck, right? Naruto asked. Well, it started about a month ago, Kin said, nodding her head. Our leader of the Sound Village, Orochimaru, had a visitor who calmed down and said he could help our leader with his immortal problem. The strange-looking person agreed. However, he said that if he could give 3 of his best Jin, who were fortunate enough to be me, Zaku, and Dosu, he would give us something called the G-Bugs. He placed them at my neck, and for the first few days I felt fine, but after 7 days my body began to feel funny, as if someone was controlling it because it was powerless. Tenkai sighed and asked, Kin, how did the strange man look? With a dejected expression on her face, Kin said, I forgot, but I remember his name, Guildenstern. Tenkai then drops his nice mask, turns to face Samanosuke, and yells, damn it. I thought that Guildenstern would die when I killed him, but now he's back. Tayuya remarked. Who is that sensei? He seems like a fierce warrior. I killed him, but how can he come back to life? Said Samanosuke. He is a Genma scientist who works on both humans and Genma to make them more powerful. He caused some trouble in the past and future. Kin said. Orochimaru may have brought them back to life, but Orochimaru have been acting funny ever since he gave him immortality? Then, what can we do? Said Kimimaro. After giving it some thought, Naruto said, we have 3 weeks to prepare a plane until they attack, at which point we will strike back as Sensei had previously instructed. They are pursuing Tayuya, me, and anyone else who stands in their way. Yes, Naruto is correct. We need to come up with a plan, and if they attack, this village will be destroyed, Samanosuke said, nodding his head. What do we do? Tayuya asked. Only a handful of us are capable of defeating or killing those shithead demons. So why not acquire more Oni warriors like Neji? He has the Raisin, Thunderflash Spear. So let's give the others we know more power, Kimimaro said. Kimi, that's the best fucking idea you ever made, Tayuya said with a smile. Okay. But who can we thrush with such immense power to turn them into Oni warriors? Samanosuke remarked. I know a few power that will do just fine, Ino said with a smile. Who then, pig girl? After several hours Ino purchased Rock Lee, who wasn't particularly hurt in this story, Sakura, Haku, Neji, and Tenten. As Naruto, Tenkai and Kimimaro left the house grinning at the 5 Jin who were standing outside Naruto house, Naruto turned to face Ino and remarked, Ino, you did well, very good now everyone. But Neji, raise your right arm in the air. They did so as Naruto raised his arm holding Kyuubi, his gauntlet, which glowed dark red as it flew through the air and struck the 4 right arms, each of which turned to a power tattoo or gauntlet on its own arm. Rock Lee was shocked to discover that his right arm was much better than it had been before his gauntlet turned green and yellow. Lee said, Naruto.kun, may we remove these? I have a question. Yes, unlike mine, you can only be half Oni warriors. But this show you are lordly to me as my friends. You get great power and new toys, Naruto said. Haku glances at her gauntlet as a weapon. An ice spear appeals in her hand. When she gasps, it changes to an ice ball. Haku. Nichin, you have 2 weapons in one, said Naruto. The ice ball is called Hyosai, Ice Break Ball, and the ice spear is called Hyojin, Yari, Ice Spear. Thank you, Naruto.san, Haku said, bowing her head. Kimimaro grinned at his younger brother and girlfriend. Tenten weapons transform into long swords under the influence of the wind. That weapon is called Kuga, Skyfanger Blade. A nice Nodashi with the ability to cut the wind or anything in half. Use it well, Chan, Naruto said, pointing to it. Tenten jumped and grinned when he saw Rock Lee wielding a large axe weapon that combined fire and earth powers. Naruto grinned and remarked, okay, Lee, that hammer is called Shigo, Earthshake Axe. It fits you well, Lee, because you fight with strength that is similar to the fire of earth. Lee yells, youth power, while grinning and lifting his axe into the air. As Sakura glanced at her weapon and said, Naruto, what about my weapon? Everyone started to perspire. When Naruto noticed that Sakura was wielding a long fire sword, he remarked, that's called Enryu, Flame's Dragon Sword, and it's a weapon that Sensei uses when he battles the demons. Only strong people can wield it, and you Sakura are carrying it like nothing if you want to keep Sakura-chan. Thank you, Naruto-san, Sakura said, bowing her head. Tenkai said, all of your weapons have a lot of power. Make good use of it, but keep in mind that you should control your weapon rather than allow it to control you. I am aware that you did not advance to the finals, but you will be present when the Genma attack us on the day that you train here and nowhere else. This is a secret that no one should be aware of. Neji summoned his weapon Raisin and said, now I'll teach you how to control it. Sensei. Tenkai taught me how to use its power in one day. The four nodded their heads. As he watched his friends battle and gain strength, everyone trained at Naruto Mansion all day. As night fell, Naruto felt Gaara arrived. With a big black sword in his hand, Naruto relaxed outside while everyone else went inside to rest, gazing at the full moon. He thought, I hope Gaara likes my gift. When Gaara arrived on Naruto's roof, he discovered him sitting on a rock with his bodyguards on the ground. Come down here, Gaara. I have something for you, Naruto said. You owe me a fight, Uzumaki. Ga jumped down beside Naruto. Laughing, Naruto remarked, yeah, I know Gaara, but only at the finals, okay? Take this sword. Gaara asked, what is the name of this weapon, as he grabbed the big black sword with the star markings on it. The killer star, it's your Gaara, and give your sister this too, it calls Shippuu, Gale Blade. Why are you giving me dangest weapon that I could kill you with? I know you have a demon, Gaara, and I have one too. Well, I had one, but he was my gauntlet, so now I could help you with Shikaku as well. Naruto smiled and handed Gaara the Nanyata blade, saying, shut up and take it, we're friends. Really? Gaara asked, her eyes widening. Gaara, let's make a wager. If you and I make it to the last match, I'll fix your Shikaku problem. If not, I'll give you a better weapon, Naruto said with a smile. Gaara grinned and said, okay, Uzumaki, but I'll kill you if we fight. I can marry Tamari-chan if I win, Naruto said. Fine, Uzumaki, Tamari is yours, friend, Gaara said with a laugh. Unaware that Samanosuke was watching them from his room window as Naruto and Gaara shook hands, he thought, Soki, you're making friends and getting stronger. I hope everything works out for you, old friend. The following day when they arrived at the bathhouse, the boy went to their side and the girls went to theirs. Naruto and everyone else were going there to recuperate and unwind because they had 3 weeks to train and unwind. Neji was the first to say, hey Naruto, just how many girlfriends are you going to get? As the boy was lounging in the pool of warm water recovering from their combat injuries. Naruto put water over his head and said, ah, much better him, yeah I guess, but right now I love the 3 have now, but getting more is better too. Why? Well, Tenten likes you, but I like her, so I was wondering if you would share Tenten with me, Neji said. Yes, Tenten would be happy to have 2 boyfriends, Naruto said with a smile. You're a good friend to me now, Neji. Neji grinned and said, thank you, Naruto. How are you and Haku doing, Kimimaro? With soup in his hair, Kimimaro turned around and remarked, thanks to Naruto-san, Haku and I are doing great. You and her did hit 3rd base, Naruto said. As Naruto laughs, Kimimaro flushes and begins to rub the soup in his hair. Neji touched Kimimaro and said, don't worry, he's really good, Kimimaro. While in a different pool, Samanosuke remarked, you did a great job rebuilding your clan, Kimimaro. Redder than ever, Kimimaro said, thank you, guys. Haku and I appreciate that. Yes, clan and people need to build better lives for their children and themselves, a voice then said. As everyone turns to watch a boy with either long or short black hair wash his hair, Naruto's eyes enlarge and he asks, is that you, Lee? Lee turned around as he looked different from before as he said, what, every time I wash my hair, it always looks like this. I use Guy Sensei hair soup to keep it looking young. Naruto and Neji Kimimaro shout. Get him. Lee jumped aside and yelled, what are you guys doing? Naruto shouts, Lee, keep your hair that way. It looks great. Yes, Lord Naruto is correct. Keep it untouchable or we'll do it for you, Kimimaro said, nodding his head. As Neji adopted his Hyuga fighting style, Kimimaro exposed his arm bones. Lee remarked, "Be I must guy. Sensei said so." After grinning, Naruto yells, "Get him and keep his hair cool like ours." As Samanosuke watched his boys chase Lee, he couldn't help but laugh at them as Lee ran around the room with Guy, Sensei's soup. Alongside the girls as the girl laughed at the sound of the boys chasing Rock Lee, Tayuya, Kin, Ino, Tenten, and Sakura were lounging in the warm pool. Ino remarked, "Wow, that's how Lee got that funny haircut. I hope they change his hair." Tayuya remarked, "He scares the living daylights out of me, and I have no idea what his hair looks like." "Yes, and it sounds like Kimimaro is having fun too," Haku said, nodding her head. Naruto shouted to the girl, "Kimimaro, throw the bone dagger." Kimimaro shouted, "Go for it." "Hey," Neji shouted, "I got him." Lee yelled, "Let me go, damn it. Hair needs to be kept like." "Sensei, hold still, damn it, give me that soup bottle," yells Naruto. Kin grinned and replied, "Yeah, they're enjoying themselves." Sakura chuckled and remarked, "I hope Lee is okay. It's good to get his like that." After all five nod, Tenten gasps as Haku asks, "What's wrong, Tenten?" A white-haired man watches them from a distance as Tenten points up to the bathhouse's roof. When the boys heard the girls screaming, they had Lee pinned down while holding his guy, Sensei soup. Naruto threw the soup in the air and leapt over the wall with Kimimaro, saying, "What's going on?" The girl pointed at the old man on the rooftop as the old man saw them and ran away. Then, in search of the old man who had been perved, Naruto and Kimimaro fled. When they discovered him outside the bathhouse and managed to stop him, Genma appeared immediately. The Genma were zombie samurai, and although neither Kimimaro nor Naruto had their weapons, Kimimaro grew a sword out of bones and threw it to Naruto. After he killed the demons, Naruto sliced the Genma in two without hesitation. He then grabbed the elderly man and said, "Now, old man, tell us what you were doing watching our girls." With a smile, the elderly man said, "My research, Naruto."
That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this great story. See you in the next one.